back to the Notary Podcast hosted by me, Daniel C. Lewis, found exclusively on YouTube. If you like the content each week that we bring you, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really want to hear from you, and then leave us a comment down below. This week is a very special topic. It's a topic that I get a lot from both notaries that's starting out, notary entrepreneurs that's starting out in the business, and also seasoned notaries. And this week's topics, get ready for it. Should I attend a National Notary Association conference? And I get that question a lot from beginner notaries. They have a dilemma. Should I go to a National Notary Association conference or plan that in my schedule and book that in my finances and make that investment in going to a National Notary Association conference? Or should I just attend a local notary meetup, or go to if I'm doing real estate assignments as a notary signing agent, should I just go to the local Land Title Association conference, or should I go to the Mortgage Brokers Association conference as a notary entrepreneur? Which would you recommend me do as a new notary, or even a seasoned notary, a person that's been a notary for 10 or more years? Why should I attend a National Notary Association conference? So hopefully in this podcast, I can answer all those questions. And I'll just tell you up front, my recommendation is, because I've been a notary entrepreneur for a little over 21 years now. I've attended Mortgage Brokers Association conferences. I attended local Land Title Association conferences. I attended even conferences about blogging, conferences about speaking, and conferences about how to write better blog posts. I would highly recommend, even I went to business networking conferences, how to network better, how to develop those personal relationships to build referral partners. My suggestion to you, whether you are a brand new notary or a seasoned notary, I would highly recommend you plan to attend a National Notary Association conference for several reasons. First, just to give you an example of why that's so important, I recently was holding a workshop, and I had this notary that was in there that was a notary entrepreneur for over 22 years. And she was in the course, and she was telling the class, things. She was a notary signing agent. Things are a little slow. She was not doing a whole lot of business. And several years before that, I was talking to her about, hey, why don't you attend the National Notary Association conference? She said, I don't need to do that. My business is booming. But just recently, when she was in the class, she said, I'm not doing hardly anything. I made less than $5,000 last year just doing notary signing agent work. I had other people in the class. I had this young lady in the class who's been doing notary work less than a year. Now compare that to a person that's been in the business for 22 years. And then I had someone who was in the business for less than a year. And she said, I am getting beaten up with all kinds of business I'm doing. I'm so busy all the time. And the 22-year veteran said, well, how are you doing it? The lady comes to meetups. She comes to events. She takes workshops. She's getting a lot of the person who was in less than a year is getting a lot of information. She is actually time traveling past the person, as far as in a business concept, past the person who's been in business for 22 years by coming to events, coming to notary workshops, and coming to national events. So that's why I'm saying going to a notary event, national conference, is much better than never coming at all. I've heard all kinds of excuses for never coming. One of the excuses I've heard is, well, I don't want to. It's an expense for me if I go to the conference. Me as a business person, notary entrepreneur, the way I see conferences is if I expand, and this is just my example, and from my perspective, if I spend, let's say, and just ballpark, $2,000 to go to a conference. That's conference fees, getting a hotel, getting a flight, paying for food, and it's around $2,000. Sometimes it can be a little bit more, sometimes it can be a little less, depending on how you budget and if you really try to really hone down on any type of expenses by bringing somebody or rooming with somebody or sharing expenses. But let's say you go to a notary conference and it's $2,000 overall to go with the flight, registration, room, food, and such. My expectation, if I want to earn 4 times as much in the next 12 months after the conference from the things I learned at the conference, from how I'm inspired after the conference. So if I'm spending $2,000, I should be earning within the next 12 months at least $8,000 back on top of the $2,000 I spend, if that makes sense. So that's my philosophy for going. And guess what? Every year I go to a National Notary Association conference, and that formula has worked for me over and over and over again. So, but it's not just to go, but you have to have a reason to go, and you have to have, like my first couple of years of going, I had questions like, how should I structure my business? What's the laws that affect me? How can I mitigate being sued? I want to know more about E&O insurance. How does that work? I want to know how to brand my business, how to market my business more effectively, how to structure my business where I'm more profitable in my business. And I asked those questions and got those questions answered at a National Notary Association conference. The reason why I suggest that also is because people that attend, vendors, attendees, are people that mostly are analytical thinkers, successful, top people in the industry. You talk to the top E&O insurance attorneys. You talk to the top vendors that's creating remote online notary sites. You talk to the top vendors that are helping you create websites more economically. You talk to people that are doing training, people that are doing this full time each and every year, making more income than the average notary. And that's who I want to be around. And that really helped me elevate my business over the years. So let me give you a couple of reasons why it's so important to attend a National Notary Association conference. First, and I'm just going to get very pointed reasons here because I want you to have a really good understanding of exactly why it's so important to attend a National Notary Association conference. First reason is personal development. Yes, personal development is one of the reasons to go. The NNA conference, and I'm going to talk mostly about the National Notary Association conference here. So I'm just going to give you some more ideas of exactly why that's important. The National Notary Association conference offers a variety of workshops, seminars, and training sessions designed to enhance your notary skills. And I can say from a lot of experience, I've learned so much at these seminars, workshops, and these training sessions, and I've formed great relationships with people that are they're experts in the field. From basic notary practices to advanced techniques, you'll find sessions tailored to your experience level and your learning level. So there's some workshops that's not for just beginners or novice. There's some workshops there for seasoned notaries. There are workshops about AI. There's workshops about trust documents. There's workshops about apostille. They have all kinds of workshops. So the first reason to attend is for personal development. The second reason I would say, and this is a big reason for me, is networking opportunities. Meeting and connecting with notaries is invaluable. And just I can give you an experience that has really helped me with my business. And this comes from going to the conference. Several years ago, at my very first conference, I had very little business, and I was doing notary signing agent work 100% of the time. I had very little business coming in. I had some trickling in, but not robust business as I wanted. I met a notary from my local area at a National Notary Association conference. Her name was Quincy Perry. If you're listening, Quincy, hopefully, or if your relatives are listening, yes, I met Quincy Perry at a National Notary Association conference. And the conference had a lot of workshops at the time. And me and Quincy, we met between workshops. We discussed that, hey, we're both from the same area, and her business was very robust. So I talked to Quincy. I said, hey, I'm just getting started. And she took a liking to me for some reason. She took a liking to me, and we discussed the workshop. She wanted to go to some, and I wanted to go to some, but they were at the same time. So what we decided to do at this conference was say, you go to those, I'll go to these. We'll meet at the end of the night, and we discuss the workshops between each other. And we did that, and it was a great relationship. We built a great professional relationship. In fact, at the end of the conference, she said, okay, my business is really busy. Sometimes I can't get to all the closings I want to go to. Why don't we do this? On some of the workshops, if I can't get to the closings that I get assigned, I want to refer them out to you, Daniel. And if you can't get to some closings during the times I'm free, can you refer them to me? It was a free referral service that we did for each other. And that really built my business. That really built out my business. And we did that for several years. And that relation cost us nothing. Just referring business back and forth. So the networking opportunities was another great reason to attend the conference, because that really took my business off the charts for me. I built my business a lot faster than I could ever imagine, and that really helped me. So the networking opportunities is another reason. The third reason I want to suggest that you attend the conference is that you meet expert speakers. Experts in the field. And for me, what I consider an expert is a person not only speaking about and training about the practicalities of our business, but actually is doing it, making great income doing it. This is how they do this business full time. They pay their bills, all their bills from this business, and they are teaching other people how to do it. I had a great experience at one of the first years I went to the conference. There was an excursion. I didn't even go into the workshop. There was an excursion happening where people were going to, I think, the Grand Canyon. I got on a bus to go to the Grand Canyon, and there was a lady in there, and this is what she was doing full time. I still was trying to get my business on track to do full time, and just sitting there that 5-10 minutes on the bus with her, picking her brain, it was great. She was from Philadelphia. It was a great experience for me, and she really helped me with my business, just sitting there that 5-10 minutes, talking to her. So talking to expert speakers and keynote speakers, it really gives you that boost that you need for your business. Fourth thing, industry updates. You get industry updates because you have all the experts at the conference, and they give you industry updates, what's happening across the country with legislation, what's happening with technology in the industry, in the notary industry. This helps you getting that industry update at the conference, because that's when people come and they say, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing on our platforms with Ron, our remote online notarization. This is what we're doing with legislation across the country. This is the hot button issue with legislation. You are in the forefront going to the conference, getting that information. And that makes you the leader in your local community. The next thing that helps is access to resources. A lot of the vendors come and bring a lot of resources for notaries that you won't get anywhere else. I've attended conferences all over the country, and when you go to the National Notary Association conference, you get resources, access to resources that a lot of notaries in your local area won't have access to. And that's been really important to my business. Exhibitors all at the conference showcase the latest products and services tailored to notaries. Whether you're looking for new notary supplies, software solutions, or insurance options, the exhibitor hall provides a wealth of resources to explore. And that is just, it's hard to quantify that in monetary forms. They have all those resources at your fingertips. In fact, I've done that, gone to that exhibitor hall, seen all the resources, come back, and usually, sometimes it doesn't hit your local area for years later, but you're the first person to see those resources. That's another reason to attend the conference. Another reason is that, and this is one of my favorite reasons to attend like a National Notary Association conference, especially sponsored by the National Notary Association, is the motivation. It's like an inspiration you get from attending the conference. Going to a conference for me is like getting rocket fuel for my business. It really blasts my business off to another level each and every year. Attending a national conference can be a powerful motivator. The energy, enthusiasm, and shared commitment to the profession can reignite your passion for your work, and it definitely does for me. Each and every year, I get reignited. It's like I said, rocket fuel for my business, and I just take off when I get back, and I can't wait to get back and just start work and with my marketing, my branding, my creating training material. I love going to conferences. It just helps me get that motivation, that inspiration I need to keep going in my business. The next thing, exclusive discounts. At conference, a lot of times, a lot of the vendors give you exclusive discounts. The National Notary Association usually have at their table some type of discount package for you just for attending. Conference attendees often benefit from exclusive discounts on notary supplies, books, and other materials. These savings can offset some of the cost of attending the conference and provide you with valuable tools for your business. Invaluable tools for your business, because you can't quantify the tools, the reference materials you'll get from attending the notary conference. And one last thing about attending the notary conference is the travel and exploration. The NNA conference is held in different locations each year, offering a chance to visit new cities and explore different parts of the country. Combining professional development and travel can make attending the conference a rewarding experience, both professionally and personally. And I can tell you, I love going to the different cities. I've loved exploring the different cities. I just love traveling itself. Whenever I go to the conference, I always go a couple of days early or stay a couple of days late. At the conference, I meet up with a lot of great notaries, have what they call poolside chats, and I get a lot of information that way. Just to give you an example, one year, I think back in 2016-17, I met with a great notary from Alabama, and this notary was, her name is Michelle Riley. Great notary, very knowledgeable notary from Alabama. She gave me a tip that after I used the tip she gave me, and this was just at a coffee shop, after I used that tip she gave me, my notary business, and it was helping me diversify my notary business, that tip offered me that year, and I just looked that up recently, almost $30,000 in extra in income from the tip she gave me. And that's just one example of why attending conferences, going in with like-minded people, masterminding with people, having poolside chats, attending the workshops, talking to exhibitors will help your business. In conclusion, the NNA's 2025 National Conference is going to be held in the beautiful city of Las Vegas. It's going to be in June. It's an investment in your career. It's not an expense. It's definitely an investment with opportunities with learning, networking, and staying current with industry trends. Attending the conference can provide significant benefits to notaries at all stages of their career. Don't miss the chance to enhance your skills, connect with your peers, and gain valuable insight into the notarial profession. Hopefully, you got something out of this. You liked the content of this particular podcast. And if you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. We really love doing this podcast. And if you have any comments, anything that you want to share about the content today, please put them below in the comment section below. I hope to see you again next week, where we're going to have another great podcast waiting for you. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great day.